COVID-19 is more than an enemy. Let me give you something to consider about the coronavirus. Roll the tape. Hello, my friends. I'm Daniel Talley, the Note to Self guy, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, you may be asking yourself the question, what is this channel really all about? Well, let me just put it to you this way. I like to give people food for thought, and today is no exception because I got something for you. Let me explain to you why the coronavirus, or Rona for short, is more than just an enemy. Now, most of you are probably aware that over 246 million people have contracted this deadly disease. And of that, over 5 million people have died from it. Now, in the good old United States, which is where I'm from, sadly, over 700,000 people have lost their lives. In addition to that, this deadly virus has caused economic chaos across the world. There have been shutdowns, people have lost jobs. Although things have gotten better now, we are still feeling the wrath of the coronavirus. You know, with all those deaths and financial hardships that have been caused by the coronavirus, that doesn't even scratch the surface as to why the coronavirus is more than an enemy. Now, fortunately, we've had 3 vaccines that are out. Good thing, right? However, the world is still being duped by the coronavirus. Misinformation and alternative facts about the coronavirus has only helped to fuel the great division in this country. Now, let me be clear. I love the United States of America so much so that I joined the Air Force and served this country for 5 years. But with that being said, it is clear the United States was already a divided nation, and the coronavirus has only helped to make it worse. As a Christian and man of faith, I believe that attending church regularly is part of my Christian responsibility and Christian walk. Now, this stupid coronavirus even messed that up. Why? Because during the coronavirus pandemic, many of the churches were closed for months. Some of them had to alter their schedules in that they were doing the old Zoom meetings or parking lot services, which unfortunately, that's not the same.
Ha ha ha, I like that. Disrupt church services by any means necessary. Score 1 for me.
I've seen some Christians at odds with their brothers and sisters in Christ over the coronavirus vaccine. In fact, in some family situations, family members have often told other family members, listen here, don't come over my house unless you've been vaccinated. In other words, if you ain't got that shot, you ain't welcome here. Now, it's gotten so bad that sometimes when I come across people, I would just tell them, hey, look here. I've had my vaccines. I've had my shots. Then I begin to think, what am I, a dog? I got my shots. It just sounds crazy to be telling people I got my shots shortly after coming up to them. Silly, I know, but this is what we've come to. Some people have even lost their lives because they refused to wear face masks, which led to an altercation, which led to the death of some people. Not only that, there have been some cases where people have gotten themselves beat up because they didn't put on the face mask. Man, this is just crazy, 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 crazy. I've had people call me everything but a child of God because I've taken the vaccine. Now, I don't understand what the problem is. I understand that it is a personal choice and I choose to take the vaccine. Now, if I die or become sick, what's it to you? Why do you even care? I don't understand why so many so-called anti-vaxxers are so angry and so frustrated at people who have taken the vaccine.
Yes, I just love all the social discord that the COVID-19 vaccine is yielding.
Psst, if you're enjoying this episode, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others. And sadly, people have politicized the coronavirus vaccine. They have used it to further drive in division between Republicans and Democrats or Tea Parties or whatever the case may be. Well, I got news for you. Hey man, look here. The coronavirus don't care what your politics is. All it wants to do is just kill people. Now, there are a lot of people in the graveyard, both Democrats, Republican, and Tea Partiers, that can attest to the fact that they got there via the coronavirus. So quite frankly, it don't care. Now, if I'm being honest, most people who get the coronavirus do survive. There's only a small number of people who actually die from it. But what if you are one of those people who dies from it, or somebody that you know and love dies from it? Then that number becomes very, very real to you. And furthermore, what if you were to contract the coronavirus and you survive it without any problem, but yet in the process you give the virus to somebody else and then they die? How would you feel about that? Can we talk? God tells us numerous times in his word that we are to love our brothers or love our neighbors as we love ourselves. And as far as I'm concerned, Me taking the COVID vaccine was an extension of love, not only to myself, but also to my fellow man. Because quite frankly, if I were to contract this virus, I would feel pretty bad if I gave that virus to someone else and that person died. Let me leave you with this thought. How many of you are concerned about the long-term effects of taking the COVID vaccine? Well, to be honest, I am. But let me ask you this question. How many of you are concerned about the long-term effects of catching the COVID-19 virus? Note to self, sadly for some, the short-term effects of COVID has been death.